Hello, welcome back to Here We Tow. Today I'm at Camper UK in Lincoln and I'm here to review this. This is the Malibu Genius 641 LE campervan. This was actually launched back in August 2024 at the Caravan Salon in Dusseldorf, and when I saw it then I was pretty excited and really keen to get a full review, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. So what do we need to know about it? Well, as I say, the Malibu Genius, which is part of the Cargo group, was actually launched for the 2025 season. It is a Mercedes-based campervan. Now, in terms of power and engine size, it's going to come with a 2-litre diesel engine, 150 horsepower as standard, and manual transmission as standard, and prices actually start at £85,000. However, as always with Malibu, once you've added a few extras, you're going to be somewhere near, like this one at Camper UK, £130,000. But that's because it is packed with extras, and I'll do my best to explain them all as we go round. Now, as well as the 150 horsepower standard, you can have the 170 and the 190. This one here's got the 170 horsepower, and it's also got the automatic transmission. In terms of the paintwork, now it's seen here in the metallic black, there's actually 4 colours to choose from. White is standard, and then there's black and 2 grey colour tones that are available. Size-wise, now this campervan, the reason this is called the Genius is because of a genius bit of innovation at the back end. So the Mercedes Sprinter campervans are quite normally 6 metre long. This one is 6 metres and 41 centimetres in length, so it's going to give us more internal space, and that's because of an additional part at the rear end. So 6 metres and 41 centimetres in length. It's 2 metres and 2 centimetres in width, and it's 2 metres and 68 centimetres in height. Now, if you don't have the C1 category on your driver's licence, this Malibu actually comes standard at 3.5 tonnes, and it's going to give you a payload of around 500 kilos, but it depends on the kit that you put on it. If you have got your C1 licence, you can have this at 4,100 kilos, as we see here today at Camper UK, or 4.1 tonnes. So it depends which weight variant you want. So that's good to know. So the front end, it's got the big Mercedes badge at the front. The Mercedes is packed with safety features. You've got the nice LED performance headlights, and as I say, various safety features such as crosswind assist and other bits and pieces. Let's make our way down the off side. So because this is a European model, you will find that the door is here on the off side. Now, this vehicle does have 4 travel seats, and this one has 3 berths. Whether it's going to be for couples, solo travellers or families, I don't know. Now, this one displayed in the black, these are though the graphics or the decals that we are going to get for the 2025 season. This one has been fitted with the wind out awning. It's got the Malibu embossed there at that end. It is a Dometic product, and it has got an LED light bar here above the door. Let's start up on the roof. What are we going to get up there on the roof? So you are going to get on this one at Camper UK 2 110 watt solar panels. Those are not standard, but you can have those fitted. If you want aircon fitting, it's £2,000. Coming along, so as I say, we've got our habitation door here on the offside, and because this is for the UK market, we do have the right-hand drive version. Now, on the Malibu Genius, there's a number of different colour fabrics to choose from. This is the one that's been selected here. You've got a really good size infotainment system, the Mercedes multifunctional steering wheel, and you will get cab blinds at the front and both the passenger and driver's window as well for privacy. So that is the side there. We'll look in here in a minute. The electric step, you are going to get that. And then coming down, we find our electric hookup point here. Now at the back end, this is where the Genius bit starts to happen. You can see here this sort of line that cuts down. So this is where we're going to find this additional space here that's giving us 6 metres and 41. And coming round the back, this is unusual for a campervan. The tailgate actually lifts upwards. There's only a few other manufacturers that use this sort of function, and I like this. I'll talk about in here in a minute. This one has been fitted with a tow bar. This vehicle can tow 2,000 kilos. Now, there's a number of things you can do with the tow bar. Obviously, you can tow, or you can put a bike tow ball mounted rack on here if you want to do that. Now, the back end here of the Malibu Genius, there's 3 different ways you can use this system. You can use it as it is, just open. You can actually get additional storage with a drawer bank that fits in here, or you can have a bike slide out carrier, and that bike slide out carrier will go on there, and so you can put your bikes in there and attach them onto the slide out carrier that is available. You're going to get headroom in there of 1 metre and 5 centimetres and 1400 litres of capacity storage. Now, in this cupboard here, this is where you're going to put your gas bottles. It's going to take 2 good sized gas bottles, and that's because there's quite a few appliances that run off gas on this camper. We'll go through that as we go round. You've also got some storage banks here. I'll show you those when I go inside, because you can access them through there, or you can climb in the back. Now, the back end, I'll just pull this down a little bit so you can have an idea of how the back end looks. It's on the hydraulic struts. Just give that a push down. So just closing that down, I'm going to lift it back up for the showroom because I don't want to leave anything how it shouldn't be. There's a window back there, that's the bedroom. The rear view camera up there, and then Malibu, a company of Cartago, Genuis here, and the Mercedes badge. So that's the back end. I do like it. Right, let me just bob that back up and leave it as I found it. There we go. Right, let's make our way down the near side. So on the near side, we have our fresh water filler. Great water storage on board, 100 litres of fresh water and 90 litres of grey waste. Then we have the vents for the Truma. Now this one has the Truma 6E. So when you have your heating or your hot water on, the 6E will run off gas or electric. So if you're on electric hookup, it'll pull the power through from that. But if you're off grid, it's going to be gas. If you are if you want the option, you can have the Truma 6DE, so it'll run off diesel and electric instead of gas. So it depends how much off-gridding you do. So that's that there. Then our toilet cassette point. And then we'll venture around because we're going to go inside. Now on board, this one at Camper UK also has 2 lithium batteries fitted and an inverter. So that does help explain why we're heading up to £130,000. It's got pretty much all the extras on. So the sliding door, if I give this a pull, it actually has the electrical assistance that does this door. So when you close it, the electric assistance is going to help close it for you. So you don't have that big slamming door when you're on the site. So as I said, habitation door here on the off side. Now what I do like, you get the M for the Malibu, and then there's actually some glass here. So when you have got the door open, the hob's behind here, so the wind isn't blowing your gas out when you're using the hob. So this is a nice feature. And there is a full length fly screen as well, as we can see here. Right, let me dive in. So the electric step is deployed, the button to control that is here, and I'm going to venture in. Now, first of all, I'll just venture up into the cab area. So on Malibu Genius, there's a number of different fabric choices. This is one that's been selected at Camper UK. It's a mixture of fabric and the leather. The Mercedes cab's absolutely beautiful, and this is a stunning vehicle and great to drive. And I'm talking from my own recent Mercedes motorhome driving. So this is our cab area. These seats do both swivel round. As I say, 4 travel seats, 2 here and 2 here. Now, the third berth is actually going to convert here to make this a third berth. So when you're using it as the living space, we turn the captain's chairs around, we sit here, the table here, this does actually collapse, it's affixed here and it's got the leg that's just under the table. There's also, if I can find the mechanism, a further sliding part, there we go, a sliding part there, so the person sitting here can have the table out, that turns further. So that's the finish on that. The Truma air vents are dotted around within the campervan. Standing up, we have got a nice sunroof here, letting light in and ventilation, and then this nice gloss finish. Now these are quite different. If you push that, these actually drop down. There's one on each side, so small storage compartment there, quite like that. And then as we carry on, we see this gloss and the chrome and the wood finish. So lockers here. And then the lighting, the speakers, The windows which have the fly screen and blinds and do open. And then here at Camp UK we have the 24-inch television fitted as an optional extra, so that's part of the optional pack. And then I'll just move my way here. Now coming down, what we have got up here is the control panel. So the controls for all the different parts of the campervan are up here as you come in through the door. And then we get into our little kitchen area. So we've moved from the lounge into the kitchen. Now, if you remove these parts here, so we've got these blocks, we get to our sink. Both these parts lift up. And then we have the swivel tap, hot and cold running water. Put that there. And then the gas hob. Now, this is what I said when I was outside. This is really nice. So you've still got the window so you can look out, but you're not going to get wind blowing and blowing your gas out if you're doing some cooking. So that's a nice little feature there. Nice little lights dotted around. Cupboard here in the kitchen area. Now you've just come in, I'll show you the controls that I was referring to, so you can see them all there. It's going to give you your battery level, your water level, control for your lithium batteries, the Dometic and the Truma control there. And then coming down, there is an additional flap because, as you can see, there's not much worktop space to be had at all. So you will get an additional flap. And what I always say as well is don't forget your table. You can use this as worktop space as well. So obviously sometimes you've just got to think outside the box a little bit. And then continuing down, so in the kitchen, we have a number of pull-out drawers. This is for your cutlery, as you can see there. These are soft close, but I'll just push them to a little bit quicker, just so we speed things up. And then the bottom one as well. So bank of drawers in our kitchen area. And these, you just push the clasp in and lock those up. Now coming across, if I open this, there's a little bit of shelving here. It hasn't got bars on this, so just be careful in transit when you stop that things don't come out. And we've got nice padding here as well for insulation and soundproofing. Worktop space here. And then coming down, we have a Thetford fridge and freezer. Now this has an 84 litre capacity altogether. Freezer compartment there, and this runs solely off electric. It is a compressor fridge and freezer. When you're on electric hookup, obviously you plug in and you're powering your system on electric hookup. If you're off grid, it's going to run off your 12 volt system, so your batteries, but with having the lithium on board and the solar, that should not be a problem. Right, moving to the bedroom. I'm just going to show this in different parts. So I'll start here and then we'll tackle the washroom on the way back, because that is quite a different innovation. I do like that. Right, bedroom space. Now, because the Genius is that bit longer than a normal 6-metre van, we can get longitudinal beds running straight down through the campervan. So if relaxation space is important, this could be a very good model for you. And the beds are a good size. This is the longest side, it's 203 centimetres long. And then this one is 196, so it's still a good length. This one just fractionally longer. And as you can see, they meet in the middle across the back. So this is a really good size bed, and there's a couple of steps for me to climb up, so it's not too high. Plenty of headroom. This is nicely padded, again, soundproofing insulation. That window at the back opens for fresh air, and it has got a blind and a fly screen, so you can get that window open and get some air coming in. There's also at the back a USB charging point, and we can see the LED lights dotted around, and there's also a USB in that corner, so you can put your phones and your gadgets onto charge there. So nice height, good size back bedroom space. Window here again that opens, and here with the blind and the fly screen. Now in terms of locker storage, there's a good amount. I'll just get these open. We'll do these two. There's also a locker further back here as well, but you can see here good amount of depth and height to them. So if you're taking kit with you, plenty of space to put it. Same here on this side, and then a sunroof again here for ventilation. This one hasn't got an air conditioning unit fitted. Now then, I'm just going to work my way around the best way to show you these bits. So if you're thinking, where do I put my clothes? First of all, let me show you here. So under the near side bed, we have wardrobe space here. You can access it through this little door that I've just shown you, or what you can do is actually lift this bed up. If you lift up here, this comes up and fully up, you see on these struts, and you can reach in and get things out from that way as well, which is quite a nice innovative way to have to get in to get your bits and pieces. There is a plug socket here, and then on this side we have a bank of drawers. So if I pull these out, you can see the storage in these. I'll just do 2 of these. There we go. And then the same on this side. What you can do is if you lift this, you've then got access. If I just lift this up, you've actually then got access under here. Now, when I was outside, I was talking about the bank of drawers. If I just push this bit across, it actually has a mechanism where it'll hold it on there. So if we push that across, you can either reach in or you can reach through to access the bank of drawers under there. There's a lot of storage in this camper van. I'm pretty impressed, to be honest. Storage is one of the things I talk about a lot. And the benefit of this Malibu on the Genius at 4,100 kilos, you've got a lot of payload. That's a lot of payload. You're talking a ton of payload on this vehicle potentially. So yeah, access into there. This bed also lifts up the same. So if you need something bigger to go in here, you can actually put these securely backwards. Right, let me just drop that back down. So that's how to access storage. Let me leave it as I found it. And last but not least, you have got as well, just under here, more storage in this step. Right, so let me just pull that back across. So that then comes back and we're all closed up again. Good use of space, really well thought out. Moving into the washroom, I'll just leave you there a second while I show you it this way first of all. Now on Malibu they have what's called this 2-room system, and it's basically dividing the front and the back. So in here, the all-in-one washroom, I like the finish on here. We've got this wood and the cream. When you want on a night to close the front and the back, you open the door, you put this across, there's a little locking mechanism that goes into here, and then there's literally a screen that you pull across, and there's a magnet here, and there you go. That is now 2 rooms. So on a night time, you have complete privacy back here, and you can then use the toilet as well on the night time in privacy and get changed. You pull it back, it just connects with a magnet. There's a lock that I turn, and that's it. The door then closes. Right, I'm going to dive in here. You dive back there and we'll take a look at the washroom. So as you come back, I'll let you through. And then we'll open that again. So just showing you that locking mechanism into there, and then you literally pull this across. Ta-da! Not difficult, really easy mechanism. So this is our all-in-one washroom. Obviously when you're using it as the loo, you don't have to do all this. You just close it like a normal toilet door. This is just the 2-room that I'm demonstrating. Headroom, you can see here, there is a sunroof up here for ventilation. At the moment, I've set this up in its shower format, because you're probably thinking, where's the toilet? There is one, don't worry, we'll get to that. The shower screen. It is a little bit fiddly, to be fair, but it does work. So here, you've got Velcro. You unstrap the Velcro straps. There's a screen here and a screen here. I am not going to demonstrate that now right this minute, or we'll be here quite a long time. You fold it out and you've got a shower screen. Down here, you've actually got a piece that comes away. So when you're showering, you can leave the door as it is. The shower screen's going to fill round here, and you've got more floor space to have your shower. The shower head itself is here, and the operation button here is here. You can put something in there, got a little sort of shelf. So this is your shower space. Do be careful because there's a window here. I'm not a fan of windows in bathrooms, full stop. So make sure you've closed your blind, otherwise everyone's going to see you enjoying your shower. It does open for ventilation as well. But this is your shower space. It is a small space, but it's a camper van. There's always a compromise. But this is a usable space. When you want to go to the toilet, you're going to do your alterations. Now, most of us would probably have it set up in toilet mode all the time. Right, let me just step back. So, I pull this screen, so it just pulls out. There's a magnet, that clicks onto there, that clicks onto there. You'll see the toilet's got a lever. If I bend down, I pull the lever, and out comes my toilet. So that is our Thetford swivel toilet there. The flush is there. I won't open it just in case, you never know. But you can obviously push that back in a little bit. You can have it further out. I would say closing the door, it's going to be a fairly tight space, but you can always use it with the door open like this. Just be careful with the other blind. So that's how you use that space. When you're not using it, we're pushing it back in. So let's just push that back in and pull that across. Now, under here, we have some shelving. It hasn't got a bar across, so again, if you've put toiletries in there, just be careful that that doesn't pop out, they don't all fall out on you. Coming up, now this is quite innovative. This is our bathroom sink. You can see our tap here, so it's separate from the shower. It is fairly low down. When you finish with it, put the tap back in and fold it up. And then in here, we've got another small shelving area for toiletries. Again, there's no bar, so just be careful. There is a further plug socket here, so if you're wanting to use anything that's electrical in the bathroom. And then up here, not sure if that one opens as well. I won't pull it too hard, but we've got a little bit of shelving there. I mean, they've made a bit of an effort to put something in there. Maybe a toothbrush might go in there. And then close that up, and it's a nice, you've got a nice mirror here. And yes, it's a compact space. This is the compromise on the Genius, but when you're out on the road, you've got a shower, you've got a toilet, and you've got a sink. Right, let me close that up again for us and twiddle that back and close it. So that is, just let you dive in there without me stood in there, that is the all-in-one washroom with the concealed toilet, the sink, the shower, and the two-room setup. There we go. Right, close that. So we've done the bedroom, we've done the bathroom, we've done the kitchen. There's no oven in this. You're literally relying on your hob or cooking outside. We've got our dinette space, the cab, and then we'll just jump back out here and out we come. There we go. And that amazing back end round there for bikes or kit, whatever it is you do. So that is the Malibu Genius 641 LE. I like this. Yes, it's quirky in some respects. Yes, it's expensive, £130,000 kitted up. And realistically, I think that's where you're going to be with the Genius. But if you're looking for a compromise between a motorhome and a campervan, and you feel like a general campervan might just not give you that much space, this could be the one for you. And on the Mercedes, that is a beautiful drive as well. Good sized water tanks, and this one off grid, you've got the inverter, the lithium and the solar. So you're going to be able to head off and do what you want to do with this. I have really enjoyed having a look around. This is my sort of thing, and I'm not a campervan fan, as you know, but this is my sort of thing, definitely. I like this one. So there we go. Hopefully you've enjoyed having a look around. Obviously, if you've got any questions or you want to say anything about this, put it down there in the comments. I'll put the links to it as well so you can check it out and configure your own as well. There we go, the Malibu Genius. Thank you to Camper UK in Lincoln who've let me come today to the showroom to film a review. So as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.